Subscribe to semperBKReactions.
Here's a perfect example of how just because somebody's running away and may be armed, that doesn't mean that they are not a threat. semperBKReactions family, what's good? What's good? Back again with another. Yo, I'm out here working. Go look at my YouTube page, man. I got a bunch of videos up here. And when did I start this? I think May, right? Shout out to my homegirl. I call her Morehouse, but Rashida. Go check out her YouTube page too. If you want to get your money knowledge up, right? You want to learn about some great money tips, investments, and prepare yourself for your future, right? Go check out her page, Rashida Herbers. But nonetheless, I brought her up because, you know, she was my motivation. So shout out to her, and I'm working. All right. Yo, to my returning subscribers, my returning viewers, yo, much love, much appreciation. Yo, please keep supporting. Like, comment, share, subscribe, share it with people. And if you're new here, yo, welcome. You're in for a treat. If you're liking what you're hearing, what you're seeing at the end of this, I would appreciate if you just like, comment, share, subscribe. Definitely share it with some other people as well, all right? Hey, yo, today, this, I would say, still is, right? Because the investigation is still ongoing. It happened a little over a month ago at the end of June in Wilmington, Delaware. It was we definitely can call it, right, a controversial officer-involved shooting that had, Wilmington is super small, Delaware is small, right? But it had Wilmington, the city for sure, and I feel like overall the small state of Delaware, you know, people are definitely asking questions still, and it's causing a lot of tension within the small city of Wilmington, all right? So we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into the video. We're gonna react after, but yo, you feeling the shirt? What's up, beaches? This way you can go cop it. semperBKReactions family, watch. This is all you gotta do right here. Boom. semperBKClothing.com. You go over this website here. Look at that. Brooklyn, what's good? I'm telling you, listen, you're gonna find something on this website that you like, something for yourself, something for a family member, a loved one, probably even for somebody you don't even like. But yo, go over to semperBKClothing.com. I got a promo code as well, semperBKReactions. Use that promo code at checkout to get a percentage off. semperBKClothing.com. All right, like I said, yo, this one is out of Wilmington, Delaware. Not to be confused with Wilmington, North Carolina. If you know, you know. All Marines down there. But Wilmington, Delaware, let's get into it.
Want answers. 19-year-old Kadir Skinner was shot and killed by a Wilmington police officer last week. And Chris O'Connell tells us, while that officer's now on leave, city council members still have questions.
It has been a week since 19-year-old Kadir Skinner was shot and killed by Wilmington police. Now, a day before his funeral, his family still has questions surrounding his death. And they also want to see the video.
We are angry, we are frustrated, and we are suspicious.
10 out of the 13 Wilmington City Council members took turns at the microphone, demanding transparency and answers after the police shooting of 19-year-old Kadir Skinner.
That sounds like a hunt, like a deer. They treated him like an animal. Yes. That was somebody's baby.
Skinner was killed Wednesday night when Wilmington police were called to a large gathering near 24th and Jessup Streets. Police say Skinner exited a house with a gun pointed at the crowd and ran when officers approached. They say a loaded gun was found on the teenager. His family says Kadir was shot in the back while running away.
They killed my baby. They killed him. Nothing requires to be 3 shots in the back. 3 shots in the back and drag.
Kadir's obituary says the recent graduate of Del Castle Tech High School was a curious mind, a courageous heart, and genuine love for those around him. The Delaware Department of Justice is handling the investigation, but city council members are calling on Wilmington's police chief and the mayor to release the police body cam footage.
We've heard from faith leaders, we've heard from family members, we've heard from community members. Everyone wants to see the video.
The officer involved, whose identity has not been released, has been placed on administrative leave. In the meantime, a community waits for answers.
Every investigation must be thorough independent, and fair. But it also must be transparent, timely, and conducted in a manner that gives the public confidence that justice will be pursued wherever the facts lead.
In a statement tonight, Wilmington's police chief has offered the family a chance to view that body-worn camera footage when they are ready. No word yet if the family has accepted that offer. In Wilmington, Chris O'Connell.
So, and that's that last part of the video, right? That's common practice. Most police departments, they want the family to view it before they release it to the public. So that's common, and I feel like that may not making no excuses, right? Because like I told you, if you don't know, if you're new here, I'm a former police officer, local and federal, right? And this is not a cop bashing channel, but I for sure call out cops on BS, excessive force, and when they wrong, but also praise the police officers who are out there doing great things, right? And I highlight great things that they do on this channel. So this is not a cop bashing channel, but I feel like they wanted to wait and extend the opportunity for the family to view it first before they released it, because not long after this news coverage, I want to say probably the first week of July, or maybe the few days after this came out, they released the footage. So let's view the footage, right? And I just want to warn you, there's nothing crazy on it, right? You're not gonna see no blood. You're gonna hear some stimulus. You're gonna hear the gunshots. And it's, you know, if you've never seen anyone shot before, it's real tricky. You know, I've seen a few people shot as a police officer in Atlanta. And you may see someone shot, they may leave the scene, Grady, whatever, going to the hospital, and you may think they're okay. They get to Grady, they die. They get to the hospital, they die, right? So you're gonna see this video, and you know, if you watch the, go check out police activity. If you wanna, hopefully I'll remember to leave the link. You'll see the full body cam. He appears like he's okay, and unfortunately he lost his damn life. So just you know, viewer discretion is advised. Again, you're not gonna see any blood. You're just gonna hear the gunshots, all right?
Drop it! 14 shots fired! 14 shots fired! Drop that gun! Drop it! Drop the gun! Don't move! Get down on the ground! Get down on the ground! Yo, security gun! Security gun! Security gun! What the fuck?
So it's there's different parts, there's different angles, different body cams. But one thing you can't see, and there's no argument about it. You don't see, it's dark, so you don't see the firearm that the young man was walking with, but it was recovered, okay? Let me give you a little background. Wilmington, if you don't know, one standout thing about the small city of Wilmington to me was, a lot of people, I'm sure they don't even know that, at one point in Bob Marley's life, Bob Marley and his mom, and I want to say Rita at the time, the other thing, they were married. They were living in Wilmington, Delaware. They were living in Wilmington, Delaware. Unfortunately for the house they lived in, which like people live in now, but you pass by, you can tell that that's the house that they were in. And across the street from the house, they dedicated a park. And actually, the park is on a corner. I can't remember the street name, but across the street from that park is a relative. Is a relative of, I think, Rita Marley, that I've spoke with when I went to visit with my daughter. You get a nice feeling being in that little area, that corner. But unfortunately, unlike, you know, Jamaica, Wilmington, the house he lived in Wilmington and the park, it don't get as much attention, you know, as the spots in Kingston, and I think the one in, is it Bull Bay? I think Bull Bay. And of course the studio in Trenchtown. But nevertheless, it's a sight to see. And again, it's cool. They got a park that they dedicated to him. But Wilmington is extremely on the lower end of the socio-economic, you know what I'm saying? It's you can tell that the area doesn't get the attention it needs. I'll just say that, right? And it's the entire city, because Wilmington is small, Delaware is small. If you've never driven on the East Coast, you never drove through Delaware. True story, right? What does Maryland have? I think 106 exits, right? Once you get, you see that sign that says Delaware 3 miles away, right? When you get to, when you pass that toll, right? If you blink 2 times, you're gonna be finished with Delaware. You're gonna be in New Jersey. Trust me, all right? Delaware is very small. So when you think about that, Wilmington is extremely small, right? So I definitely get to why the entire city was like, there was a big uproar about this, because majority of the people probably knew this young man. So my reaction, the first thing I'm gonna say is, the Supreme Court has said that we cannot judge police officers based on 2020 hindsight. Let's look at it right here. Supreme Court's hindsight 2020 standard dictates that a law enforcement officer's use of force must be evaluated from the perspective of a reasonable officer on the scene, rather than essentially Monday, what do they call that? Monday morning quarterbacking the police officer, right? It's dark. The officer gave chase. I can't judge his reaction, right, to the gentleman running with a firearm in his hand. You know, people are, you know, and I said this before on other videos I reacted to. There's so many people that react to these officer-involved shootings, these use of force situations, and they reacting with this. And if it's your family member, I for sure understand you reacting with emotions. But if we want to have logical conversations and really dissect these situations, it got to be with this, and it got to be with the things I just showed you. It got to be with GrahamVConnor, Tennessee versus Gardner, hindsight 2020, use of force. It has to be with policy and law. We got to keep emotions out of it, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So I say that to say this: people act as if just because you're running away with a firearm, you're not a threat. That's BS. It takes nothing for you to blade your body. It takes nothing for you to blade your body. It takes nothing for you to not even blade your body just to do this. You see this right here? You want me to tell you a true story? You see this right here? Officer Reggie Robinson was shot like this. 2012, the Atlanta Police Department, Zone 4. Go look up Reggie Robinson. Shout out to Reggie Robinson. Crazy boxer. Reggie Robinson, so tall. I'll never forget the call. And I just thought about this. If you know this channel, you know I've said it before. I don't really take notes. I just freestyle, right? Robinson's this tall, right? I never forget the call. It was a Saturday. It was 2012. I can't remember exactly when. Definitely summertime. Long story short, Robinson responds on RDA, Ralph David Abernathy. There was a call of a suspicious person in the front of a business selling drugs. Robinson get there. Robinson mad tall. Get out of his vehicle. He's intimidated. He's an intimidating looking dude. He's mad tall. He muscle. He's built. He used to be a boxer. Foot chase. The dude runs around the backside of these businesses. He runs to go. He goes to go take offense. That's some Jamaican shit right there. Take offense. The man go take offense. He went to go jump over a fence, and going to do that, he turned around and shot. Right? He hit Robinson in the mouth. If Robinson was damn normal height, that bullet would have zipped over him. It hit Robinson in the mouth. So you see right here, this is a threat. So what was the officer supposed to do with the gentleman running away? Although he running away and got the gun and he's running this way, was the officer supposed to wait for this and then be get shot in his mouth like Reggie Robinson or die? Nobody thinks about that, right? So again, I'm gonna say this. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. If you think this officer's gonna be prosecuted, you're delusional. You're nuts. He's not gonna be charged. He's not gonna be prosecuted, right? In my professional opinion, I don't think he did anything wrong. I'm just keeping it real. Go look up that story. And you know what? I'm gonna do you one better. Robinson is a great dude. Is he still with the department? I'm not sure. Great dude. Watch this.
Across the street. I didn't see anyone with that description. I looked at spinning in my mouth. I'm not sure. So I retreated to around the corner to take cover behind the brick wall. And I pulled out my weapon. And I grabbed my mouth and I'm waiting for the suspect to come out. About 2 or 3 seconds pass, he doesn't come out from around the corner. And so I started noticing all the blood. I said to myself, man, I'm too messed up to fight. Let me get some help, get some other guys over here to assist me. All I could think about is one of the instructors saying, you know, just because you shot, you're not going to die. Almost immediately, the other guys got there. And they asked me, hey, man, what's the description? So I gave them the description. And they took off running. Then I saw one of my
So there you go. Right? There you go. There's a perfect example, and I was off. It was 2013, the beginning of 2013. I'll never forget that night when I heard it over the radio. I was off, but I turned on my radio when somebody told me, and I'm listening to it. They caught up with that dude. He got, I'm not sure if he got life, but he got some years, right? They toasted him. But let me tell you something, when they caught up with him that night, I'm not even gonna show his picture on here. But here's a perfect example of how just because somebody's running away and may be armed, that doesn't mean that they are not a threat. You know what I mean? So to my point, get down in the comments. If you have an opposing point, opposing view, tell me in the comment section. Let me hear it in the comment section. But here's my point. That young man, unfortunately, he lost his life. Condolences to his family, right? Could have posed a threat running with that gun in his hand. So I personally don't think the officer did anything wrong. Let me know in the comment section. Shout out to Robinson. Also saw Corey in there, another zone 4. I don't know if he's still with the department, but shout out to Robinson. Robinson, as you see there, he made a full recovery. I went to the hospital. I remember when he was getting wheeled in the hospital, he was fine. He was dapping everybody up. But yeah, grace of God, he made it out okay. But again, was that officer supposed to wait for that? And Robinson didn't see that coming. You know what I'm saying? That officer was chasing behind him. Again, no hindsight 2020. Probably was thinking all kinds of things like, damn, if this guy turned around with this gun and, you know, he could shoot me and I could be dead. Get down in the comments. If you disagree, I want to hear, right? Respectful. I don't do disrespect. I do not do disrespect to you keyboard warriors that wanna. I don't do that. So if you do that, you're gonna be disrespecting yourself and making a fool of yourself. I'm not gonna reply. All right. Hey yo, get down in the comment section, like, comment, share, subscribe, and then also go over to semperBKClothing.com. Get you some what's up beaches like this. Some are soon done, but get it in the meantime and have some fun bars. semperBKClothing.com. And you use this promo code semperBKReactions. It's right there. And it's one word, one love. Peace.